Hi everyone, so today I have this set to try out for you guys from Diamond Press. It is called Delicate. It looks like it's a stencil and stamp kit. We're going to try it out, you guys. So this was sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links out in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for doing that. If you would like, it might also be a little shopping bag right here in the corner. You can just click on and get more info that way. Yeah, okay, so it's a stencil, like it says, stencil and stamp, I believe that's what it has. And then it has tools and inks, so let's check this out. So as far as the tools, we have the dauber, we have like the medium size, and then the little guy. The little guy does not have a Velcro piece to it like this guy does, because the little heads that are over here have stickiness to them, so you just peel that off and you stick it on, and then these guys will stick on with the Velcro. I've had friends tell me that they just take a little Dollar Tree Velcro if they would like, and then they just place it on here and just cut the excess off, you know, the little like circle dots that they sell there, if you wanted to have that kind of ability too, so you can do that with that, but they're meant to just stick on there. And then we have some inks. Let's check these guys out. I know people might ask because, you know, if these are the same kind of inks that are in the new quads or colors. I don't know that right now because I don't know the colors off the top of my head, but I don't remember seeing one that was like pistachio-like like this one, you know. So it looks a little bit different. But they are water-based dye inks. That's what Diamond Press works in. The lavender and a yellow that's a little brighter. Generally, these are a good representation of them, but sometimes the color might be a little bit different than you think. But they're going to be lavender, minty, and yellow, you know. Okay, let's check this out because, oh my gosh, there are tons of stamps on this. Let me see if I can find a backing paper, something to put behind this so you can see it better. Oh, maybe this. Okay. So really pretty carriers. I can see that this is like an orchid. I don't know if you can tell by the size of my hand. I have not small hands. These are pretty good sized designs. Tall, like single rose there. This one looks more like a rosebud, maybe possibly a tulip, but it looks like a, well, maybe, because look at the leaves, so possibly a tulip there. Sending lots of thanks, so thoughtful, sending hugs, way to grow. Just some punny ones, some really nice everyday sentiments. Look at this one, big hibiscus bunch with the beautiful leaves there. We have a hydrangea bunch. These are two of my favoriteest flowers. And then little mop head there, so pretty. And then over here we have like daisies, maybe, right? We have little insects like bees and butterflies. I know it's a little bit hard to see because they are kind of light color on the carriers, but the pastel colors they used. It's beautiful, like lilies. Look at this guy. Oh gosh, you know, like dogwood? That's the one, isn't it? I always forget flower names, like I've seen them, but then I start mixing them up and something like that. A beautiful like cabbage rose kind of flower, a peony there. Hello, sweet friend. Thank you. You have your butterfly there. And let's see if I can get these all named. I don't know. So that looks again like a nice daisy there, sunflower, really large there. And this beautiful one here looks, I don't know, chrysanthemum-y. I know somebody had sent another flower I mentioned earlier. It was like a zinnia on a different video. So something like that. Big, beautiful flower. Happy greetings, get well soon, and hope your wishes come true. So I didn't read all the sentiments, but you can kind of have an idea of what is in there. Let's check out what it's saying. Oh, we have stencils, but let's see this delicate flower instruction sheet. They're showing you how you might want to use your stencils. Of course, you know, with pastes, with just coloring them. They're showing you like a really delicate, cute thing. Like just kind of do the stenciling a little bit light and then just stamp, you know, a little design on that. And it's very simple and beautiful. So maybe that's what we will do today. And then the stencils. So let me grab these guys again. Diamond Press has really great quality stencil material. Let's open this guy up. These are a little bit different in sizing. It looks like they're A2-ish, right? So, brush dashes. I love that. Really fun and organic. Let me tell you the size of these. These are 6 by 5. So 6, oopsie, 6 by 5. And you can see that the design inside of that is going to be a little bit smaller, right? Obviously, this is taken up with the edges. There you go. Brush lines. Really cool. Again, things like this, I like to go one way, and then you can turn over and go in the opposite direction. You'll have a different kind of look. Honeycomb, oh, this is so cute. I love honeycomb designs, guys. I'm sure you do too. Lovely. I like how some of them are full like that. That's really cute. Oh my gosh, look at this distressed flower tile. This is really pretty. Really funky and just like different. That's gorgeous. And painted dots, and I love how organic these look. That's a lot of fun. Lovely. And then distressed diamonds. Love this look. Everything in here, I love how it's like grungy and fun. So, you know, if we're going to do something simple like they're showing on the example, why don't we just do 3 of them, so 1 for each color, and, you know, just do some inking, some stamping, and sentiment, and we'll be good to go. So let me grab some paper, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's open up our inks, and, you know, I'll do that right quick, because I know it's kind of loud, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just pulled those off, but just so you know, they do have a little area where if you were to pull it, it tears, but I just kind of pick it with a tool. So let's see, that one's kind of a pistachio, kind of light green, a little lavender, and like a yellow. So what I'm going to do is try to just use these guys. Obviously we're going to bring in some other inks like for our sentiment, maybe for stamping like flowers in black, or I don't know. But, oh, also I just remembered that I went ahead and grabbed this watercolor paper that Diamond Press has brought to HSN. It's in black and white, and they are A2 size sheets, so they're already 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll possibly use these today, at least the white one. Perhaps not the black one yet. The black one will work with some other fun things that Diamond Press is bringing to HSN, so I'll show you that when we get there. But for right now, I'm just going to do a quick one, just like they're showing in the instruction there. Let's see here. Maybe something like this one. What I was thinking of, this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because the kind of matte layer I like, so that's just what it's already at. I'm going to pop this on here. Let me tape this down. I'll be right back. What I do with this one is use the light green and the purple. Maybe do a flower stamping in purple instead of black, and then do a sentiment in black. So this one's just a quick kind of note card feel to it. So let's get this guy out. And let's get this guy. And this light color. And, you know, maybe you want to be a little darker in the center than lighter as it goes out. So I'm just starting here. And you can be a little artsy with it. I mean, if you just want like one corner, it doesn't have to be completely full. I'm probably going to leave it a little bit whispery on the very edges. That way when I do my sentiment, it'll really pop. So let's do that. So it's a little bit darker in the center, a little lighter as we go out. And I'm going to place this onto this guy because I'm going to use this lavender, and I don't know how dark it is. It might be a little bit lighter. So I do want to stamp it a couple times. So again, you can just use black ink like they're suggesting, but I want to use this guy actually. Let's put this over here. And let's pick a flower. I want to reserve the sunflower for like the honeycomb stencil, so I'm going to do that. This is a cute one to have here. Yeah, let's go with this guy. And maybe a little bit. Yeah, let's move this over just a little bit because I want this to go off the edge a little bit, look more organic. Now you can definitely cut down your paper afterward, and that'll also give it a more organic look. I just want it to go off just a little bit, and even down here. That'll be cute. Okay. So again, just a soft little something. Let's get this purple or lavender. Really get that going. Like I said, I'll probably stamp it 2 or 3 times, something to really darken that color up, so I can see it's a very soft color. These are acrylic stamps, just firm, even pressure, probably not on top of something like that. Yeah, it's pretty light. I don't even think you can see it yet. So let's go again. And I'm just using the ones in here. Obviously, you have inks in your stash. I'll definitely do this one several times. Pretty, okay, probably one more time at least. These are also water-based, so if you wanted to get like a water brush and pull some of the color out, that'd be really pretty too. Maybe we'll do something like that. But I wanted this one to be super simple for you guys. Just showing you what the kit can kind of do. There you go. And then, let me clean this up right quick. Okay, just taking my chamois here. And let's grab a sentiment. Hope your wishes come true. That could be anywhere, but I think I'm going to pop it up here. I mean, it could be right down there. I like that too, but let's go ahead and pop it here. And like I said, I kind of eyeball how straight that is, and then when I bring this over, I kind of look at the lines and see where exactly it's stamping or where it's going to, and that looks pretty good. And I just need some black ink for this one. Lovely, maybe a little darker. It looks pretty good though, but let's do it one more time. So there is a beautiful note card, quickly done. And I mean, if you're making several of these, you can just doop, 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 just keep going, and you have lots of them done at once. I'll do card bases when we're done. So this is one example. And I'll grab some more paper and we'll do another example. Okay guys, full disclosure, this is the following day because I had to wrap it up for the day, and then we had this one that we just created, and then now I'm going to do one with the yellow ink with some stenciling, probably the B kind of set, or the yeah, this one, the honeycomb. And so this piece of paper is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. It is textured, and that's going to be part of the charm on this one. So if it's not, you know, fully stamped in a way that's like super crisp, that's part of the whole texture of it. But you can also use most of the linen papers, like these textured ones, have a side that's a little bit less textured if you like that better. But today we're going to try this little distressy look. So there's that guy. And let's go ahead and take tape from yesterday and use that here. And then we'll take the yellow one with the large or the medium size head. Large in this case, we have the small and large, but it is their medium head. Of course, I have other things in my stash that will help us if you want a larger head, you know, to work with. But let me get some of this. Oh, I got some on here, so let's take that too. And this time I'll just go over the whole thing. So yellow on yellow is kind of a pale yellow paper that I'm using. The yellow here is kind of a light yellow, but I'm just going to go and just really color it in, okay? You really get that yellow popping, so I'll do the whole thing. Okay, I'm pretty much done with this guy. Now I'm going to stamp probably just with black ink. You know, I could also use like a VersaFine or something where you can top it off with some embossing powder so that it just pops even more. But again, I'm trying to keep them pretty simple. So there's our background. And I will take this and line it up on here, but I'm gonna let that dry a little bit too, because that's pretty juicy with ink. I can either hit it with a heat tool or just wait. So I'm gonna wait just a little bit. Just let that sit for just a little bit here. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I wanted to do this sunflower, and I think what I want to do is kind of artsy about it, of course. Maybe we'll do second generation stamp and then like a darker one. So yeah, maybe I don't want this lined up right in the corner because I want to do a little more something fun with this. So what if we have this guy like here? Maybe. And what I'm going to do is ink it up with some black ink, but I'm going to stamp it off before I actually use it. And what's nice about this is that we have different shades of black ink, so I think what I'll do is I'll use like this smoke. And that's already going to be light as it is. I'm going to stamp it off on just like a sheet here. We'll see how light smoke is, because maybe it's light enough already that it can just work that way. But yeah, so it's pretty dark anyway. And so now when I go to do it, it'll be a second generation stamp. I have a block right in front of me and I still grabbed a different one. Very light. I'm going to do it again. And again, I'm just going to repeat the process that I did. So do this. Stamp it off. Again, that's that textured paper, so you really want to get that down in there. Okay, that's better. So it's just a little bit light, kind of fun in the background there. And let me wipe this off. We want that guy cleaned off. And this time I will use Midnight. And we can just kind of place this somewhere more like in here. That looks good. And this time I'll use Midnight. Midnight or Charcoal, whichever one seems to be darker. Give it a good push. Again, that textured paper. It looks lovely. I think I can do it one more time, but I don't know if it's going to make it much darker because it's pretty dark already. Okay, and that is my background. Again, if you want to just stamp your sentiment right on that, you can just definitely do that, but we'll probably do something different, so I'll be right back. You know, before I completely move on, I do have the little bees I wanted to add, so I mean, you can just kind of pop them here and there. I use charcoal ink. I don't know if that's going to make that much of a difference, but... And I'm really going to wait and let it sit and soak into my paper, because again, this is... textured paper, so I'm really gonna just let that sit, really soak in there. So there's that little guy, and then maybe another one up here. Probably gonna put my sentiment like over here somewhere. Well, maybe we can put down, yeah. So I'm just going to add my little guys. Again, just let it sit and soak in. And there it is. Okay, I'll be back. So for this one, for my sentiment, I have just a white piece of paper that I can just either use a die or just trim it down. However, I always look for a really nice corner. If it looks nice and straight, that's the one I'll use. So maybe here. And let's do Happy Greetings, and then we'll just trim that down. So I think what I'll do is just stamp that. Oh, I should stamp it straight on here so I can have a better idea what that's going to look like. Okay, so I'm looking at the greetings part and putting that nice and straight on like the grid line that's on here. And let's go with the yellow. And if anything, I should probably use the stamp positioner because I probably have to stamp it twice, but hopefully it'll just be bright enough the first time that that'll work. And I'm just stamping it right in the corner. And if you're afraid of this, use a stamp positioner and stamp it a couple of times. But there it is. It's a beautiful yellow. And then I'll just trim down here on my guillotine or my trimmer, and then maybe line it with some black paper behind it, and that way it'll pop. So that'll be our sentiment for that one. Let me clean up and we'll do one more card. Okay guys, for this last one we'll use some of the new watercolor paper. Again, it's already A2 size, so I'm going to open this up and then we'll try the black one out in a different video. Okay guys, so for right now we'll try this guy. Let's see here. Looks nice and thick already. They have some tips there for use. High quality paper, the deal for watercolors, can also be used with other wet and dry media. Test out your colors on a scrap piece before applying to your final artwork, and store in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. And I mean, it is nice and textured, as you can see there, and the other side is very smooth. So, choose the side you like to work with. I'm going to use the smooth side today, although, the watercolor side it looks more artsy and it's lovely. But I think for right now I'm going to use this side. And I wanted to say I haven't done it in a while, so let's see. We'll go ahead and use stamp pad. I'm going to stamp first, and then we'll use the stencil, kind of eyeballing where we're at, and we'll do it that way. Okay, but for right now, oh, you know what? We can maybe go this way. I'm going to use the hibiscus, and I'm going to use water-based markers to kind of get the color going on that. Let's put it down here. And then we're going to pull the color out. So hopefully that'll make sense in just a minute. But you can do this with ink pads or whatever it is. But I do have these beautiful colors in this airbrush refill that are nice and juicy. So I figured, you know what, we'll do this. So let's do this and the pink. So wherever I have, oh, and you know what, maybe a little bit of yellow, just as much color as you can get in there, you know, without taking too long. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Hopefully I don't do it too fast, make you guys a little dizzy. Hopefully you can see better. So I'll take the green and just go over like the leaf areas. You know, I can see they're all in here. And you can do this with literally any stamp you have, maybe like in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Part of it, you know, the whole thing is about being artsy. I see there are some flowers that aren't hibiscus in here too, so maybe what I'll do with those guys is just add a different color for them. But really try and make sure you're getting as much of the detail as you can. So that was the yellow part. And then I'll go and grab these guys. Now, like I said, you can do this with an ink pad. You're just really, I'm kind of holding it sideways so that it really touches everything. And when we're done, I'm just going to go on my project just to make sure it makes everything wet again, like the leaves and petals and all that. And I'm using a stamp positioner in case I do miss a spot. I can just kind of quickly come in with my marker, whatever little area I might have missed, and redo that. And maybe a little yellow in between, in the middle of these little flowers. And like I said, those are a little bit different color. Ooh, I don't know, maybe this purplish around these guys as much as I can. And these are acrylic stamps, so you know, you want to make sure that's really getting on there. And before I stamp, I'll go, I'm just like breathing on it. I know it's weird, but there you go. And you can kind of see the coloring already on there. And, oh my goodness, okay. So I did that. I'm really pushing down. And then I'm going to show you what that looks like. Hopefully you can kind of see the colors. The yellow, the pinkish, you know, color, the purple I use, and then the green, which is actually kind of like a blue-green. That is quite lovely. I'm going to go back over with the yellow areas just a little bit more just to really make that yellow pop. So I know it's like the pistil area here of this guy in here. And then my little flowers. I think this one I covered over with pink. But I think that'll be enough color to do what I want to do with. So just doing the yellow again. Looks very cool. Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe some pink in here, huh? Let's go back with our pink. Right by these leaves. Let me see, where was that? Right in here. I think. Yeah, okay. Now, that is water-based ink. All I'm going to do is take a water brush, and I have medium, large, smaller, whatever size. Just get the water going, and all we're going to do is just kind of come in here and pull some of the color. Now these are pretty juicy inks, so I'm trying not to destroy like all the detail, but still pulling some color. And you saw I didn't do anything. It's because of the watercolor paper. You can do this on regular paper. It may not work as well. So in here, like, I'll go up the vein and then just kind of pull some color out, and that's kind of how I handle that. So up the vein again, pull the color out, and I'm doing all the leaves right now, so I don't really get a lot of contamination of my colors, but those are some really good markers, you guys, because sometimes it doesn't work as well. So that's great. The yellow, you know, I'll come in here, kind of get a little of that. And then here, just kind of reconstitute that little yellow. And coming up in here. And then we have our flowers. So with this kind of flower, I mean, honestly, I probably would grab some color, like, hold on. I think I mixed up my colors, didn't I? I think I was using the pink for this guy. Anyway, I'll put some on here first and then pull some of that color out that way. But if you pull it from the flowers, you can just kind of pull down and then just kind of fill it in. So that's probably what I'll do here, is just add a little color on the side, but also pull in some color from the edges of my little leaves, and then into the center, because that way it'll look kind of like cupped a little bit. So again, right in here, and then pulling this in, and then kind of blurring it together. Hope that makes sense. And I'll do the same thing with these. And basically, and these guys too, you know, I mean, I can just bring the color in from the very tip and pull it in. But I did use that purple, the little deeper one, this one. So again, I can get a little more of that going. And just maybe start in the center. And pull that color out. Okay? And I'll do this other guy basically the same way. And I'll be right back. What's really fun about things like this is, like, honestly, if you can keep building color. Like here, it was a little bit thicker than I would like, so I can just come back in and it just reconstitutes because it's watercolor paper, so it'll just let you rework it if that's what you want to do. Really pretty. So there is that. Super easy. Love it. I'm gonna let that dry. I might hit it with a heat tool so we can move on to some stenciling. And again, this is a full 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll probably trim it down too, but I'll be right back. Oh, you know, I haven't chosen one of these guys to work with, but maybe the dots. And they're also pretty, the flowers. Let's go with the dots. And what I'm going to do with this is I can see where my image is, so I'm just going to do a little something around the edge, but not quite on top of the image. So hopefully that makes sense. You'll see what I mean. And we are going to use, which color we haven't used yet? The purple. And that works out because I would like purple with this. So there we go. Let's switch out the head. And I'm just carefully going to go around this. I'm not trying to stencil too much. Just a little something to add something to the project. But see how I'm kind of just going to stay away from, maybe come in here a little bit, but just staying away from the leaves and the flower area. So just a little something. And since we have this, we can see where we're at, you know, the way I did it this way, instead of just doing the whole stencil background, then having my flowers on top of that. So just kind of coming in here just a little bit. Just in there a little tiny bit. And just kind of in here. One more little area there. I think that's good. I just want it to be a little soft something in the background. And look at that. Super cute. Okay, I'm gonna go wash this off and clean up a little bit. We're gonna do our sentiment and then put our cards together. This guy, I'm gonna trim it down because again, I like matte layers. I like them kind of tight, so 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I'll probably take a little bit off of this side. So 5 3/8. There you go. And a little off the bottom. 4 1/8. And there's that. And then let's go ahead and stamp a sentiment on this guy. It feels very cottony. This paper's really nice. It worked really nicely. You know, I'm on the back side of it, but of course you have the textured side that you can definitely use. Beautiful. And let's stick that down. I'll choose a sentiment from the set and I'll be sending lots of thanks. I mean, there are a ton of sentiments on this guy. And we'll put it like right up here. Trying to make it as straight as I can. Again, I'll line it up here, and then if I think this needs adjusting, I'll adjust it here, but that looks pretty good. Okay, and just some black ink. Again, these are acrylic stamps, so you don't want to push too hard because you might get some ghosting, but I just do really firm pressure, you know, and look at that. Looks really great. Okay, I think I'm going to do black card bases on all of them, so I will be right back. If I'm making my own from, you know, an A2 piece of paper, I would cut your 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 pieces. So basically, A2 size, cut right in half at 5 1/2, and then you score each half at 4 1/4, and you should have a standard A2 size card base. But I will. Okay, guys. So black card bases on all of these, and so we have this one, simple, kind of following along what they're showing as far as some examples. So just doing your stenciling. I did use a different color for the flowers, although on the instruction they're showing like black ink, and then you just stamp your sentiment and you are good to go. Something quick and pulled together and lovely. So we have that guy. Again, you can matte layer more if you like a more dramatic look. Like in this one, I would probably matte layer like maybe a lavender or purple color behind, and then the black cardstock. That way it brings some of this purple out. Okay, so there's that guy. And then this is our second one where we just did some stenciling, a little more dramatic stamping, and then our sentiment that's separate. So I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. And then let's get this guy going. And then our last one with a little more steps, right? Let me get some dimensionals on the back of this and I'll pop it on there, okay? And I'm gonna put that one up in the corner also. So it just says happy greetings. And then our last one, like I said, a little more artsy. A few more steps on this one. It's really easy, especially with water-based markers. You can do the same thing with ink pads, but it is easier to get in there with the markers if you have more detail to kind of cover over. And if it takes you a while to kind of color it in, just make sure you kind of go onto your project. It just kind of warms it up again, puts a little moisture back on the ink if it was starting to dry up at all. But that worked out really perfectly. So there they are, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much, Diamond Press, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, possibly right here in this little shopping bag, or yeah. And I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.